Are students unprepared for class? Disengaged with the content? Do you desire a deeper discussion, only to be met with eyes staring back at you? Does the classroom feel like a battleground instead of a place to cultivate young minds and learning? Let's sit down the swords and shields. Introducing Hypothesis, a social annotation tool. Let's reimagine a student-centered learning environment. Writing in the margins has always been an essential activity for students. Annotation helps reading comprehension and develops critical thinking about course material. Digital annotation also empowers students to collaborate and develop ideas about their reading. The use of Hypothesis is rather simple. The power lies in the pedagogy you pair with the tool. For example, Canvas groups can be utilized to assign reading. Hypothesis can be linked to your Canvas course. This is an example of Hypothesis linked to Canvas with an LTI connection. You'll see that what the student is seeing is Chapter 8 of a text. In this view, I currently have annotations closed. I find it to be a little distracting for a student to see all the annotations in a text from the beginning, and I would encourage students to read a couple of sentences or a paragraph, even if they don't completely understand something, before they would open the annotations of a classmate, just to see if they can understand a little bit more. And as I found as a student, sometimes I opened the annotation only to find that other folks had the same question that I did. But some really great learning happened in those moments when everybody was kind of scratching their head, not understanding a concept. That also gives the faculty member a moment to be able to see the head scratchers if you want to use the tags and know where students are missing concepts or need further explanation. So it's just an e-text. It's nothing really that fancy. Students are able to navigate the text on the left, or they can just read straight through as you would a regular book. You'll notice that there is a yellow highlight here, and I can select that, and that's going to open the annotation. Or maybe I also want to join in and highlight that myself. I can drag and highlight. When I let go of my cursor, that is where I'm allowed to highlight, annotate, or it's showing me that someone's already said something about this particular sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and show the annotation by selecting what's been highlighted. And you'll see here that a student had something to say about it, a personal experience with this particular sentence. There were no responses to this one. We can try another. And here you see a student response and then just kind of like a support from a classmate. If we try another, though, here is where you see kind of the value and the meat to an activity like this, where students really get in here and start recalling past experiences or current experiences in their profession, and they start relating it to the material. You can hide replies. Students can reply to the first poster or the student that replied from the first initial post, or they can create their own reply by selecting this little arrow here. It will be hidden again, and then students simply go on through the learning material. The annotation tool itself is not something that's extraordinarily fancy or revolutionary at all. It's the pedagogy that we pair with this technology. Disengagement is not always a sign of a poorly prepared student. Sometimes they are simply too nervous to speak out. In a teacher-centered environment, the teacher is the authority of a topic. It can be a challenge for a student to navigate their own understandings and express in the classroom. When given an opportunity to interact with the reading among their peers, some of the nerves can be conquered. The use of hypothesis fosters student-centered learning, where deeper learning can take place. Students come to class more prepared and ready to engage. They take ownership of the reading and the discussion. Faculty and students have both seen great success with hypothesis. Students come to class prepared and empowered with the discussion that's already taken place. Here are a few examples of hypothesis in action. The faculty benefit of using hypothesis is found in prep time and classroom management. You can choose to annotate with students or observe. Either way you choose, you get a pulse on how much the students are understanding of the content as you prepare for class. In return, you know where to spend time during the session to further explain or expand on concepts. Let's reach the pinnacle of student engagement.